All right, so let's
Yeah.
go ahead and dive into the questions. First one I wanted to get was back. It was kind of at the top. GB Vision. The question is Blair Tyler question. Do you think there are any barriers right now from preventing you and that vision? I'm assuming the vision that he's talking about is just the way that you want to create, and then even creating potential like in these larger motion picture films that you were speaking of. Like, do you feel any barriers, or do you think that you kind of have free reign?
I feel good
Yeah,
that that's good.
Jimmy, I hope I asked that correctly.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel good. I mean, I'm in an extremely lucky position where I've really like fought hard to be able to say what I want to say. So, it's just about maintaining that, upholding that, continue with that, and I feel pretty good. I think, yeah, I don't think I'm
Okay.
too, yeah,
Optimism,
yeah, exactly.
optimism is good. Optimism is good. So, all right, we're gonna go to so you have a lot of like questions just about like the actual technical portion of shooting. So we're gonna get to some of those. One question I think is cool here, and this is from Fat I am Luxable. Man, sorry for butchering that joint, bro. But how has self discipline played into reaching the place you are currently in?
How has self-discipline?
Yeah.
Well, I think when you're making stuff, I don't really look at it as discipline. I mean, I like making shit. So to me, it's like fun. It's not like discipline. It's like discipline to me sounds like a word you have to use when you need to like beat yourself into doing something, or like you have to like
Hmm.
convince, you have to like keep a regimen or so. So I think I'm always thinking, I mean, even if I'm staring at the ceiling, my mind is kind of wandering and it's thinking about, I don't know, how, oh, that light on that white wall could be really interesting for something, or, you know what I mean? I think it's
Yeah.
not really, I think the cool thing about, as I make more shit is it's like really it's like making stuff is about taking in the stuff around you and really just being like, oh, that kind of that line kind of looks like the way I want somebody's face to look, or what? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to somebody else, but it makes perfect sense to you because you're like, oh yeah, this line has like certain text. Maybe if I could, so I know that sounds crazy, but I don't look at it as like discipline.
No, like I get it. My phone, and I even have a file on my MacBook that
Yeah,
has images and screenshots and videos of like things that have just given me like strikes of inspiration, like how I want
yeah,
something to look on a particular garment.
yeah,
And I put notes by it. And like you said, like if someone took a look at it, like they would have no idea how to even decode,
yeah.
all that I put up there. But for
Right.
you, it's personal.
Yeah.
So like so to that, someone else had a question. Pet Pedro de Silveth, we'll go with that. He wants to know what were some of your huge visual inspirations.
Um, Visual inspirations. Uh, right now, oh shit, sorry, it might be the mailman.
You guys go ahead and keep on tossing your questions into the question box. Like I said, we're gonna try to get to as many of them as possible. It looks like we got about like 20 of them in there right now. Definitely, just so we're the type of questions that we're selecting are like the ones that are very specific. So yeah, we'll be as specific as you possibly can.
Um,
Um,
Wait, sorry. Visual inspiration. Sorry, I've been waiting on this package, so I didn't know who that was, but um, I really like a whole mix of things. Gordon Parks, of course. Uh, Roy DeCarava, Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, a lot of like kind of deep film and photo
mhm.
guys. Like, don't know. I like those dudes, and don't know. I actually really like the Delphonics right now. They're
Ooh,
kind of inspiring, and I like Curtis Mayfield, and I like
have you
Andrew
dove into the
Stanton.
stylistics yet?
Huh? No, no. Oh wait, yeah. Wait, I've heard of them. Yeah. No, but I
Do
haven't
you have
actually.
Tidal?
No, I have Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Yo, like I'm a all right, I'm gonna send you over a play old school playlist that I have that has like a whole bunch of like 70s, 60s, 50s, black R&B and funk. I think that if those are the kind of people that you're saying you on right now, yeah, I think you'll
Yeah.
enjoy this.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I like all those people. I like, I also really like Steven Spielberg. I mean,
Right.
one of the greatest ever. And I really like, also just really like, pop artists, Kanye West, just folks like that, like we all do. So, yeah.
I could dig it. I could dig it. All right, so Confidential. He asked this question 20 minutes ago. It is I'm an aspiring photographer, and I don't see too many black fashion photographers in the industry.
Mm.
I also hear mixed messages about how to get into fashion photography. The message kind of cut out, but I would imagine that he probably wants to know, like, is there any advice you could kind of give him or insight on how to navigate some of those waters?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, make great work is the first one,
Dope product always matters, man.
has to be good shit, and it has to be shit that's true to you. And just, I think navigating the waters. I think this is a question I get a lot, and it's a really good one. And there's no like, the industry is such a vibe-based industry that I could tell you to go to this man and go talk to him and whisper the secret into his ear, and he'll give you the answer, and then you go to the next person and they'll give you, but it really doesn't work like that. There's no path of cookie crumbs I can set you off on to, like, eat this one and then go over here and do. It's really not a trail of, and that's why, I think you read any artist Wikipedia, it's like they all came to be doing what they're doing through like 1,000 different ways. So I think for me, it was just about making great stuff that people couldn't really deny, And then I think from there, it was just like believing in myself. And I know all that sounds really sappy or corny or whatever, but it's like,
Bro, like,
it's just what it is. Like,
nah, man, like there's no way of being able to escape that process, and that process is going to look different for every single person because every person's starting place is different.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, to your point, man, I remember, I know you were around, you were still in, high school when we first started Honor Roll, we had these t-shirts that weren't that great, but the idea of, like, man, like, we really believe in this vision that we've created about talking about this narrative of the process up to excellence and how that changes people, like, and then even just being in love with the actual art form of developing product, like, and I think you said that you mentioned it earlier, like, when you're clear on who you are and you're creating from your honest self and you're not trying to, everyone gets influences, but when you're not trying to mimic something and you're clear on who you are and you're clear about what you love and what you're doing, and this is not about clout chasing, but you have a perspective that you feel like needs to be shared with the world, like this, it can take you 2 years to kind of get things going, or it could take you 10, or it could take you 15, and even the idea of getting it going, like, that's relative. You know what I mean? Like, being clear, like, on what the win is. Like, one of the things I keep hearing you talk about is, like, the win for you. Obviously you got to provide a living for yourself, but it is not, I don't get the impression that it's accolades or it's awards. Like, it seems like you feel compelled to talk about truth from your vantage point and communicate it in a way that provokes thought. Would you say that's accurate?
I would say that's interesting. That's a good reading of it, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in a lot of things. I also really am interested in, like, chamomile tea right now. I think, like, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, you have to reconcile all that shit. It's like, truth or making good stuff. I mean, I think one thing I like about my work one thing I like about the process of how I work and the work I make is, like, basically Instagram has been like a building block. And And so I think for me, I put work out there and then I get feedback, right? And I think that that's honestly like been the best way for me to grow. Like
Yeah.
putting pictures online and seeing what people respond to and doing a whole lot of like image deep dives has been a big thing for me in terms of basically like making my work better.
Yeah.
And then just like you asked like, oh, is that what are you interested in? I'm interested in always making my work better. I mean, I think I have such an insatiable like hunger. I think that's just like it can sometimes take over me a little bit, but I'm like always asking my friends and people around me like, how can this be better? How can this be better? Or, what do you think of this? Do you think that the
Mm.
yellow should be more orange, or you know what I mean? It's just 1,000. I'm like a 20 questions person.
Yeah.
So um I think I have a hunger in me to just make better work. I think that's why the work has just been getting better. I think that's why
Yeah.
um, it's been on an incline, and that's been very public for better or for worse. But that's part of it. Like, it's part of my process. It's not coming at you with this thing that's finished. For me, when I'm doing stuff, it's kind of like nothing's ever really done. I'm always tinkering with shit, and
Yeah.
I'm always tinkering. Even a picture, it's like I might post it, but then I might take it down and rearrange the colors. Or I might like recrop it, or you know what I mean? So it's like I think all of that for me is how I make shit, and then somebody else gonna make something a different way. But yeah, yeah.
Man, I think that's beautiful, man. And one of the, we're gonna get to a couple more questions, but like that was like a perfect segue. Like one of the
Mm.
consistent questions that we've been asking everyone that comes on study breaks is, you know, I guess like even in this, and you may have just answered it, but yeah, in this season of your life right now, like what does that process to excellence look like for you?
Um. Oh, okay. In this season, well, these days I'm just trying to not get too distracted by thinking about the coronavirus.
That's
Um.
a fact.
You know, every 15 minutes I get a little bit worried. Get cooped up in the
What
house.
what worries you the most though?
Well, people dying. You know,
I mean
I mean,
that tends to have an effect on people. Yeah.
people dying and being in New York, and New York feels like a ghost town right now, and the sun is shining, but it's spring, but then you can't really, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really
Yeah.
weird. And I find myself sitting on Instagram all day and like, oh shit, Callie. Callie, I need to hit you up. It's been too long. But, uh, I don't know. I'm just, yeah, I'm trying to work, but honestly, I'm a bit distracted right now.
That's fair, man. That's a fair and honest answer, man. Um, I want to get to a couple more questions. There was an important question that someone Mitch asked Saraf. My bad, bro, for butchering your name. But as African American photographer focusing on POC masculinity, would
Mhm.
you recommend signing with art partners? Which agencies would you recommend?
Yeah, that's funny. Um, I think you have to go with whatever agency is feels best for you. And like I know that's again like a sappy generalization or whatever, but I just went with the one that feels right for me. Um I interned at Art Partner, and so I get this question a lot also, where it's like, oh, should I join Art Partner? What I think that you're kind of asking the wrong question in a way, because you need to get to know all the agencies, and you need to first have work that you believe in. There's a couple steps before the question, do I join Art Partner, happens. It's like
Yeah,
that felt right at the stage I got to. um so you know I think that's a hard question to answer. I think there's a couple things that have to be lined up first before you feel ready to join an agency. You have to have the conversations with those agency. You have to figure out your contracts. Like there's a lot of shit in there. That's like
yeah,
a person. That's like you need a mentor or a personal consultant or something. I can't answer that.
that's fair. That's fair. Um, this seems kind of a little bit of a lighthearted question. Paula V. Guy Sunday. Which which was Tyler's first creative job? What was your first creative job?
Uh-oh, hold up. The mailman might be here again. I don't know who this is. Sorry, one second.
Are you good? Also, there was a while we're waiting, there was a question that was asked about who was it? Savannah underscore morals honor roll. I'm not familiar with your brand, but would to hear about your platform. I'm assuming you're saying you want to hear about the platform. Yeah, you can obviously, if you guys scroll down, you guys can follow us at Honor Roll Clothing. If you guys can go straight to our website, honorrollshop.com. Study breaks is something that we do every week. And yeah, for the foreseeable future, we're going to keep this going. So we're always going to be having dope guests, like Tyler, who's going to come and have dialogue with us about stuff that they're doing, their interactions with the brand, things that are going on in the culture. So we would love for you guys to follow us and continue to stay engaged with the things that we're doing. And we are based in Atlanta, Georgia. So the connection between me and Tyler is that my business partner is Tyler's older cousin. So, just personal, very. I mean, I remember him being a little kid and, even graduating from high school and just seeing the things that you've gone on to do, man. Like, we're all super proud of you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt. But yeah, so to that question, your creative project, what was your first creative job?
Okay. First creative job. I mean, you could argue that working in a cake bakery is a creative job.
Did you work in a cake bakery?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I worked at Piece of Cake.
Are you baking right now? Do you still bake?
Nah. I was just the cashier. But I mean, it was creative in a way. It was creative in a way.
Okay.
I mean, I did watch the cooks, which was interesting.
Do you cook at all now?
Yeah. No, I make some stuff. I mean, like my kitchen is really
sandwiches.
No, I make like I mean, I'll make like good food. Like my kitchen's a little small is the thing, and my house is my house is a mess because I don't know, like half my I used to work in here, right? So my archive is in here and like my books are behind me and stuff, and I'm currently moving into a studio, so it's been a really slow process that's been kind of halted by the quarantine because so my shit is just in a mess. So I just kind of cook just for survival right now. But when I get like a nicer crib situation,
I hope you know how to season chicken better than your cousin Chef, because that fool, he can't cook to save his life. Chicken be bad dry.
I haven't actually had his chicken.
Do yourself a favor and don't do it to yourself. Don't do it.
I can't actually imagine what that's like. I don't know. I'm learning. We're getting there. I do make, like, when I went to Jamaica, I got jerk sauce and make some stuff with that.
That's what's up, man. Yo, as we're getting ready to wrap up, I've spent like the last hour, like, and both myself and other Blair, you can't boil water. Shut up. But we, spent a lot of time asking you questions. Everyone on the chat's been asking you questions, man. I hope that this has been a great time for you. We definitely appreciate,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm curious, man, like, again, like you've been around myself and Darnell.
Yeah,
Chris, from the beginning of the brand. Like, I'm curious, like, are there any questions that you have had for us about the brand and the inception and how we've kind of gotten, started doing things that we're doing? Like, want to give space for you to ask anything?
Yeah, I mean, where do you want to go from here with the quarantine, especially? How's that affecting y'all? Is it affecting y'all? Talk to me about like what you see the future looking like, and
Yeah. So, someone just asked me the question, what do I do? I'm one of the co-owners, head of production, of Honor Roll Clothing. And so I work everything from initial idea of a collection or a capsule, do all the fabric sourcing, work with the factories, that whole nine, right? So, to Tyler, we were in the process of actually getting ready to go into production for spring. We just came off of a strong first quarter. And we were getting ready to just kind of continue to go on with the projects. And we had a strong, and still do have a strong year, lined up. Post this quarantine, situation with coronavirus, it's honestly forced us to kind of take a step back and not really evaluate, but it's giving us an opportunity to do some things that we, under normal circumstances, wouldn't be able to do, right? So,
Mhm.
case in point, even what we're doing right now with study breaks, you know, we probably wouldn't have the opportunity to sit down and talk with you like this because your schedule is super packed, right? It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with like a desire, but same thing with our guy Frank, or now a friend that a person I'm developing a friendship with, Alexander John.
Mhm.
Like these are people who we wouldn't have the space to just have these candid conversations with. And
Right.
then honestly, without this disruption in our quote unquote, normal life, we wouldn't have been thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've been blessed, greatly to be able to take a step back
Mhm.
and really to put in play, some of the community development that we've been wanting to do. I mean, we've done fashion panels on a quarterly basis to talk about the business of fashion and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, like this is just giving us space to explore other possibilities. I mean, and we'll also, be releasing product. Product is going to be coming out.
Yeah.
We're working, we're figuring out exactly what that needs to, how that rollout needs to happen because,
Right.
we know that people's financial interest right now is not in buying product.
Right.
It's trying to figure out like, what's the next week going to look like?
Right.
So, I mean, we
Yeah.
definitely want to be aware of that, but at the same time, um, we want to make sure that, yeah, like we're keeping product going, we're creating because like it's good for us,
Yeah.
it's good for other people to continue to stay inspired. So yeah, man, we will continue to produce product. We're probably going to be focusing a whole lot more on content development, so doing stuff like study breaks, so even all this, right, that we're doing right now,
Yeah.
everyone will be able to go to our journal on our website, which is honoralshop.com, and view all the interviews that we've been doing. And there'll be some other editorials that we put up. So yeah, man, that's going to be the main focus,
Cool.
yeah, for the next few months, figuring out what rolling out a product is going to look like, how to shoot it, with, wanting to be sensitive to social distancing. Yeah, and figuring out more dope ways to make some great content.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good plan. Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. We
Much
appreciate
appreciated.
everyone, hopping on. There was one other question I want to answer. Raw underscore is Ratch Child prototype. Its predecessor. Okay, that wasn't a question. In any case, yeah, man. Appreciate you
Thank you.
you hopping on with us. Does Shep have your mailing address?
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, look, thankfully the postal service has not shut down yet, so
Yeah.
I'll be yeah, go ahead. We'll be shooting something up your way, man. Just say thank
Cool.
you, man, for the support.
Oh, thank you.
And Rod is Rat's Child Prototype. Yo, I see the comment. Yeah, just shoot us a DM, and we can hopefully hop on the line and see what's shaking. We appreciate
Okay.
everyone coming in. Tyler, anything else you want to tell the people before we wrap up?
No, thank you, man. Much appreciated.
Absolutely, man. Love you, bro. Y'all be cool. And y'all be safe out there. And yeah, we'll look forward to connecting with you guys again next week.
Cool. All right, man.
All right. Peace, man.